Welcome to our Caucus Spotlight, where we're starting our first series of highlighting our caucus members. Democratic Black Caucus of Florida has approximately 115 members in Orange County thus far, and we're working to get more, and we'd appreciate it if you want to join. Today we're privileged to have Mr. George Oliver, one of our key members who actually encouraged me to get active with the caucus first 3 years ago. How you doing today, George?
How you doing, Russell?
Good,
Thank
good,
you for having me.
Good. We're live in Ocoee, where in Ocoee they have their municipal elections on March 13th. George has been working to get the vote out. How's it been going in trying to get persons to come out to vote?
Well, Russell, I think that's a great question. One of the things that we've been focusing on is not only our boots on the ground, but being able to reach our voters through social media, emailing, phone calling. So we've actually kind of stepped our game up from the 2015 election. We've brought a lot of things that we've learned from that election, some of the mistakes we had from the 2015, and we've refined those things, brought them into the 2018 election here, and now we've reached a lot more than we did in 2015, which I think is going to pay off this coming Tuesday.
And that's wonderful, because in 2015, what percentage of people do you think came out to vote in the Ocoee election?
It was approximately 0.4%. Ocoee is notorious for having less than 1% in all of our elections. So
Wow.
we have low voter turnouts, and that's due to, it's very systematic. There's a couple of reasons for that. We have 50-day election cycles. We have no term limits. So therefore, if you want to keep the same people in office, you keep your term cycles short. And when people don't know there's an election, they go about their business, and then you have a small base of people that knows about the election. They'll come out and vote to keep the same people in office. So that's one of the challenges that we face in getting the word out. But again, beyond that, we have went very hard this election cycle to get out there and let people know that there's an election, to the point where we have signs that say vote March 13th. And that, even though it doesn't have a candidate's name on it, it's just making sure that people are aware, or voters are aware, that there's an election in Ocoee.
And I want you to be aware of that. Here's one of our caucus members. He's working to get the vote out. See, all politics is local. And we have a theme this year, Vote Local 2018, for Orange County Democratic Black Caucus. Here's the wild thing about that. If you look at the hashtag Vote Local 2018, we're the only ones using it. That in itself says there's an issue with voting local. What George just reiterated was less than 1% of Ocoee was the expectation to come out to vote and the desire of people who are currently in office. So we're trying to get some new people in office so they can make a difference. We want everybody's voice to be heard. In Ocoee, how many people do you think are eligible to vote?
Well, right now in my district, there's about 11,000 citizens in my district, District 4. And if you look at the statistics last year, we had 0.4, so that means we have about 450 people that came out and vote out of 11,000. So you're looking at about 0.46, 0.47% that came out to vote. So as far as eligible voters out of that 11,000 people, we're looking at probably about 47 to almost 50% are eligible voters.
Wow. So that's a lot of people right there. Just said, so if 1,000 people came out, that would be almost a record-setting number.
That would represent close to 1%, and that would be a record-setting number for this city, for this municipality.
Wow. You hear that? We have to do better than that. Ocoee has a lot of people, and there's a lot of opportunity, and a lot of stuff that gets swept under the rug and not tended to in helping the peoples of this city. So we need to get people in there to help this city. We need people, but we just want people, do your own research, look out there, say, hey, there's an election happening on Tuesday in my city. Who should I vote for? Let me look up the candidates. We look for the visibility. We look for the energy. We look for the platform. And that's how you select who you want to support. We don't want to necessarily tell you who to vote for. We really like people to come out and make their own cognizant decision. But you have to respect the work that men like George Oliver continually do in the Ocoee community. We also respect the work that our elected officials at the state level do. You got State Rep Camille Brown doing good work out here. You got State Senator Randolph Bracey doing good work out here. Even over in Oakland, you got Commissioner Joe out there, right? Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
Absolutely.
So, you got good stuff. You got, actually, there's also an election in Apopka Belle Isle, and where
Yep.
else? Winter Garden?
In Winter Garden.
Yeah,
And
and-
Edenville just had their election.
Yes, in Edenville had their election last week where I believe Eddie Cole, Rodney
Eddie
Daniel
Cole.
were re-elected, who are also Black Caucus members actually. But yeah, so our point of this is we want to highlight our members and we congratulate you, George, on the good work you
Thank you
continue
so much,
to do.
Russell.
We appreciate everything that you do. We appreciate everything that your friends do. We are right here in the neighborhood, as you can see. You know, we got a nice neighborhood right here in Ocoee. We got barbecue going on. We got cookies. We got water. We got Coca-Cola, but I'm only drinking the water because y'all know I'm on my diet. But yeah, this is not the first. This is the first one rather, but this is not going to be the last one. We're going to continue to do these highlights of our caucus members and the good works that they do, because we got to start highlighting good things.
Hi.
Hey,
How you doing?
Good. I'm trying to remember to go vote. So.
Please
Excellent.
remember, March 3rd, Tuesday, Jim Beach Rec Center.
Okay.
Please come out and vote.
I didn't know they haven't sent me my voter's card. Do you think they'll let me do it by my driver's license?
Yes,
Yes.
they will.
Okay, because when I switched my driver's license, I signed up for my card and I haven't gotten the voter's card.
That's fine. It's still on
there
the
you
voter
have it.
roll. It's on the roll.
there's a woman
And once you go check
that just
in,
pulled
they'll
in.
let you vote.
She
You
sees
can
us
vote.
sitting here, and she asked George
Thank you
right
so
in front
much.
of his house.
Take care.
Hey, I need to vote. What do? George just the testimony to the words we shared. Just told her how to go vote, where to go vote, the issues to vote on. That's what we need. We need more of this. It takes each one to reach one and teach one. We need everybody to reach somebody and say, hey, make sure you come out and vote in Ocoee. Make sure you go vote in Apopka. Make sure you vote in Winter Garden. Make sure you go vote in Belle Isle. And that's the March 13th election. There may be a runoff, and if there's a runoff, that election will be when? April 9th?
Actually, with only 2 people in the election, it's winner take all.
Okay.
The only time we'll do a runoff unless there were 3 people in
Okay.
the race and no one received
51%.
51%.
Okay, so there won't even be that. And then the next election after that is going to be August 28th. That's going to be your primary
primary.
elections where you got everything from the governor, the senators, and it's there.
Sheriff.
Yeah, the sheriff. You got county races, you got statewide races, but they're more partisan. A good amount of them are partisan. So if you're not with a party, there's some things you won't be able to vote for on August 28th. And then November, I think, what's the date? November 9th?
November 9th. Yeah. Tuesday, November 9th.
Tuesday, November 9th. That's super Tuesday. That's the big election day where everything gets settled right there.
Midterms, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be aware that 19% of people came out to vote the last gubernatorial cycle in that August election. That's not enough. We need more people than that. Also, in that general election, 49% of people in the state of Florida came out to vote. That's not a lot of people. We definitely need more than that. Everybody's vote counts. See, voting is a right. See, driving is a privilege, but voting is a right. You pay taxes, so you get to vote. Otherwise, it's taxation without representation, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So we want to thank you, George, and we
Yeah.
want to
And
thank
also,
you. We're proud
I
of you.
think that the state of Florida and the city of Ocoee, we can take some lessons from Texas from last Tuesday. The Democrats came out and they showed their strength, they showed their unity, and they came out and they voted, and they brought in a Democratic candidate that they hadn't seen that in 60 years in Texas. And if Texas can do that, we can do that and do a lot better. So we can definitely take a lesson from what happened last week in Texas.
Tell us, where are you from?
I'm actually from Atlanta, Georgia, and we've been in the Orlando area since '89.
Okay.
And since '89, and been here trying to put in some good work. Got out of the military, so I've lived a life of servitude.
Okay.
So from military to community projects to just doing local incentives with my company and trying to drill down and do things within my community.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we respect the work you do. We thank you for your service here for almost 30 years, and we wish the best to you.
Thank you so much, Russell.
Thank you, and thank you for videotaping, young lady. The young lady videotaping is so modest and humble. We appreciate you. We're going to reward you with these cookies on the table.
She's my high school buddy. She came from Atlanta
Thank you.
to come down and help us.
Yeah.